now I try in the next 20 minutes to explain you something about what I did in Delhi during my 6 weeks residency at Khoj. I ask sorry for my English, but I think that it's too much better than your Italian for some of you. You know, it's funny because when I was in India, trying to talk about my project in public with people, I always thought, don't worry, Franco, when you come back in Italy, you can talk in your own language. But these are the strange jokes of life. Yeah, yeah. This project, this Indian project, is a part of the largest research about the field of sport and sportification. I like to use the word of sportification, without other things and how things change in relation with the field of sport. And at every level, every field where are important things like overreach, limits, or competition, or agonism. Would be interesting to make a kind of comparison with sport, because in sport everything is a kind of more clear. I don't know, is more misurabile, come si dirà? Measurable. Quello che ha detto lui. And yeah, so but in India, if you say sport in India, you are saying cricket. But cricket in India is too much more than just sport. Is a kind of thing, maybe the only thing that make that country a united country. No? And my idea was to go there to try to looking for something unsolved or some contradiction in the sport system of India. And if you are looking for something unsolved or some contradiction, I think that India is the right place to go to find this kind of things. So cricket is an English sport that was exported by the English people during the colonialism. In fact, cricket now is played, as you know, in some part of the world, like South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, and India, of course. But in India is interesting because 5 years ago a new league of cricket was made. I mean, an Indian is called Indian Premier League, IPL, and is a form of league that is strongly inspired by Western sport, especially by American sports. So there are a lot of, if you go to the stadium, there are a lot of colors, a lot of video cameras, and also trumpet sound, music, dancing, and also cheerleaders and fizzy drinks, Pepsi. Is a kind of perfect money machine, perfect also to make people in the condition to have a real moment of fun. But I can show you just a clip. Come sei? Ditemi acqua, Focarella. Questo?
It's a nice, pleasant evening in Delhi. It's always good in Delhi when it gets to about 8 o'clock in the evening. It's not good during the afternoon.
Yeah, it's just
There we are with a stadium that always...
Yeah, just to understand the mood of...
The Devils are up against the Royal Challengers.
what is the IPL now.
And almost all deep football, where you got the outside in, the keeper realized later, or in often. 63 out of 60 from the final overs. From Virat Kohli, this past 50. And the next year I feel
Scusate, devo trovare il punto.
I said that when the
It's a pretty boring sport. Sorry for my Indian friends. Okay, this is the crowd. Yeah, the interesting thing for me was the presence of on the sideline of those cheerleaders is a part of tradition of American sport, and this was actually the subject of my research. And to see the subject in a closest way, you can see here a white guy really close to the subject, no? With the same. And no, then I have another. I have another video that I shoot. Questo è controcampo, eh? No, it's interesting because the cheerleading in India is an interesting thing. It's a kind of injection of testosterone. There is a big difference between the concept of cheerleading in America and the Indian one, because who made the perfect machine of IPL just take some models, asking them just to dance as in a discotheque, and not cheering for the team, but is a kind of cheer exchange between cheerleaders and people and cheerleaders. Is at that level, no? And yeah, and this is just one of. Scusate, devo accelerare, se no non finirò mai. Yeah, one of the ingredients of this show, that elements that play a really primordial level, no? Adesso vi faccio vedere un po' di immagini. So those are just pictures about. So what they did, the interesting thing was that in a country like India, what I understood about India is that is a place where in the stadium that there is a kind of unwritten code about what is allowed and what not, because there is a way to think that, you know, if a girl go in the street dressed as a cheerleader in India, it could be a problem. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. In some way, there is a way to think that that the girls are in some way responsible about what happened to them. No? And but in the stadium, this kind of ball, as Lisa said before, there is something that is allowed, and so it became a kind of normal thing. And my idea was to try to normalize more this thing of cheerleaders. So I start to study the history of cheerleading in America, and I found some essays about cheerleading. And my project, in a really easy way, was to make a kind of translation of those covers about American essays about cheerleading in a kind of try to make a kind of Indianization of those covers. Imagine a kind of background in the try to normalize that phenomenon. So how I did that? I involved different workers. I went to this tailor asking him to make the same uniforms of the girl on the cover of the books. And then I involved a couple of dancers, asking them to dress those uniforms and pose for a photographer for take some picture as close as possible of the ones of the covers of the essay. And then I made those prints. And then I went to some painters in the street. Painters, there is a job where they made signs, no? Right? Indian guys.
Yes, oh yes, yes.
Okay. Bisogna stare attenti. And yeah, just to put some text that another guy helped to me to translate in Hindi, and they just write on those pieces. Yeah, the translation of the text and also an iconographic level. And for example, this is the original cheerleader, an American icon with the name of the author. In my version is a cheerleader, an Indian, an Hindi icon, and this is the translation of my name. This is the day of the opening is a selection of those that actually are monotype, because are defined models. And then I show also the uniforms. I rented those mannequins. The interesting thing is that this one, they said to me that it was an Indian mannequins, and those two were Western mannequin. And this is interesting because mannequin is a way how people imagine themselves, no? And this is a picture from outside of my studio that is a kind of look at like a kind of shop, strange shop about cheerleading dresses or stuff. So that's it.